You are listening to Phone Eats First. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Welcome back to Phone Eats First. I've missed you guys. I've missed myself. I've missed the podcast. I do listen to the podcast, believe it or not. And I missed you guys the last 2 weeks. And even the week before where it was just the 5-minute episode with Catherine. I mean, yeah, it was a real episode. Catherine really tried her hardest at that one, but I know it wasn't like a legit full 30-ish minute episode about life and or not life or just whatever's going on. So hi, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy I'm here. We're back. Thank you for being patient with me. Not that I have very many followers or listeners or any of that jazz, but it's very time consuming and this is hard. And that's what this whole episode is about. I am very stressed at the moment. And so this episode, I'm just going to check in and also kind of tell you guys about how I attempt to deal with stress. But first, let's get into the weekly report. Our reading. So I've got a little update here. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses and holy shit, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I finished it Memorial Day weekend, sitting on a float in the ocean, and I couldn't put it down. It literally the last maybe fourth or fifth of the book was a total 360 in pace and plot and excitement, and it was so good. And I cannot wait to start the second one. But I had brought a book with me to the beach because I knew I was close to being done with ACOTAR book 1. So I don't know. I didn't have the second book in hand. So now, long story short, now I'm reading the Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros, and it is really good. I am committed to it. I'm going to finish it. Rebecca Yarros also wrote The Things We Leave Unfinished, and I loved that book. And I know this book I'm currently reading is going to rip me apart, and I'm going to sob and all the things. But, I kind of need that every once in a while. But I did already go and buy the rest of the ACOTAR series, so that as soon as I finish this book, I'm going to finish the ACOTAR series basically through this summer. And I'm really excited. But I'm having a personal dilemma. I have never been anxious to finish a book not because I don't like the book, but because I like the book, but I'm more excited to read the book that I'm reading next. So I'm reading The Last Letter. I'm like, okay, Corey, hurry up. Because I want to start reading my second book. First world problems. I know most people would probably just give up on this book, but I'm committed to the plot and the characters, and I do really like it. Okay, eating. I was looking at my notes and I wrote lots of steam recently, and I was like, what did I mean to write? I meant to write lots of steak recently. So as you know from the last, honestly, few months, I have been back into my red meat. Well, not back. I am entering my red meat phase of my eating lifestyle. Honestly, shout out Anna. She's kind of the motivation for this, and just other information that I've learned throughout time. But I really am enjoying red meat again, and I like how it makes me feel. I think it's really yummy and keeps me full. It's great. It does all the things. And so also I'm realizing steak, I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than other meats, but I am off chicken right now. I kind of had some icky chicken recently, and I won't be eating that for a while, or at least preparing it myself. And so I've been buying steak and ground beef, salmon, all the things. But I don't know, as a child, I thought in my mind, steak was a nice fancy dinner, a birthday dinner, or ooh, Mom, can we actually do steak one night? I know it's expensive, whatever. For some reason, steak has just always been expensive in my head. And I still feel that way, but I'm kind of shifting my mindset on how I view steak, because it's literally just protein and it's so good for you. Okay, plan. Tomorrow, I am big, relaxing, chillaxing, resting. It's my first day off of work in what feels like a forever. I mean, it's literally just been 6-ish days, but I don't know. I'm just in my really, really busy time at work, which again relates to this entire episode. So I'm really excited to not have work tomorrow, because I'm recording this on Saturday, releasing this episode on Sunday. You guys know the drill at this point. I don't do anything early. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to work out. Well, I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to work out. I'm going to make sourdough. I'm going to hopefully lay by the pool and read and just kind of just relax. Might go to the farmer's market, but I'm excited to have a really good breakfast tomorrow, hopefully on my fresh sourdough. So we'll see. I guess now's a good time to fill you in on my summer plans just because they are so crazy and hectic. So if you don't know, I do event retail for work. I work at soccer.com and I am on the event retail team. So that is why I'm always, always, always traveling, gone. I travel to youth soccer tournaments all over the country. That's the short spiel. I know you guys don't care. So I literally travel to soccer tournaments. And so Monday and Tuesday of this week, I'm going to be in St. Louis. And then next week, I'm going to be in Seattle for maybe 11 or 12 days. I don't really know. And then I get home from Seattle and then work a little bit. And then it's the 4th of July and I'll be back in Beaufort, North Carolina with my girls. And then immediately after from that, I go to Richmond for, let's say, a week. I don't really know off the top of my head. And then we're doing more events at big in-stadium things. And so I'll be in San Francisco and then Ohio State and Notre Dame. And after that, I don't even really know. And then before we know it, it's August. And my summer's gone. So, well, not gone. My work summer is over and it deserves the celebration of a lifetime. That is why one of the reasons I went to Turkey last summer, because I basically reward myself from all my work trips with a trip. So I don't have one planned, but I really need to plan something that is a relaxing vacation so I can just lay on the beach and read all day, every day, leave my phone miles and miles and miles away. Yeah, that's the plan. But until that time comes, just, keep me in mind. Okay, E. No, I already did E. Oh, obsession. I have been making a chocolate ninja creamy and eating it as a smoothie bowl. And it's so, so good. You guys, I know you're not surprised. I love my ninja creamies. I talk about my ninja creamies all the time. You also know I love chocolate. So a chocolate ninja creamy is literally just chocolate ice cream. But I've been topping it with strawberries, peanut butter, coconut flakes, a banana if I have it. I didn't today. And chocolate granola. And holy shit, it is so good. I've been having it after a workout. So literally just in place of like a berry acai bowl situation. I recommend. Okay, our recipe. I've had this salad, I think 3 days this week now, and it really just hits. It's arugula, Trader Joe's chicken sausage, red onion, feta, strawberries, tomato, pumpkin seeds, and then for dressing, I just do olive oil and vinegar, sometimes lemon juice, and really just, whatever other ingredients you have in the house. Like obviously avocado, a boiled egg would be really good. I just don't have this at the moment, but I recommend the salad. It's great for lunch. Okay, and tea treat. I am back on my Trader Joe's peanut butter cup grind. I never really left the grind, but I don't know. I just I feel like I wasn't eating them a lot after dinner and stuff. And now, I have 1 to 2 after dinner every night and I look forward to them and they're so yummy. Okay, but that is the weekly report. Now let's get into today's episode. So just circling back on what I was saying in the beginning, I apologize for being MIA for a while. I just have so much work going on, and work is my priority in my life right now. Unfortunately, like I'm literally not even working out. It's really sad. It is so sad to think about, but it's just, that's where I am right now. I'm a normal human. I don't work out every day. I don't eat healthy every day. I don't insert X, Y, and Z healthy things every day. I literally am a workaholic and work so much because we have so much to get done. I'm really just in a headspace where I am really pondering my life a lot right now, where I am in life, what I want to do, how I truly feel. I feel like I'm in a midlife crisis where if I don't wake up and smell the roses, I am just going to be stuck here in Groundhog Day for forever. And I know a lot of people feel that way all the time, where I'm like, should I move? Should I change my job? Should I find more friends? Should I literally, I don't even know what to do, but I'm restless and frustrated with just my upside down priorities at the moment. And this happens to me every summer. This is my 5th summer doing this job. I've literally been working here for 5 years and it's crazy. Again, not trying to keep talking about work or complain about work, because I love my job. I literally love my job and I love my coworkers It's great. I love my job, but the summer sucks. It literally sucks. And everyone at my job would also agree. So there's my disclaimer there. But I don't know. When you wake up and you're stressed about work and then you go to work and you come home and all you want to do is relax and unwind and do all the things, but you get home so late because you were working late. And then before you know it, it's like, okay, I've walked Callie, I eat dinner, I rinse off. Well, okay, guess it's bedtime. You get to do it all over again. And I know I talk about this like multiple times and at different times of the year, but it's just how I am right now. And I don't enjoy it. I've been neglecting the things that I really do care about, like podcasting and exercising. And I've gotten to see my friends a lot, which has been fantastic because there's been weddings and all that jazz. But, just I need my me time, which I'm doing right now on this lovely Saturday night. It is 7:53 p.m. and I'm sitting on my couch. Callie is laying on me. I have my tea already. I am relaxed and I'm happy. So anyway, okay, moving on. But also another just food for thought, something that came to my mind that I wanted to call out is I find it kind of crazy and cool that like the last 2 weeks, of course I wanted to post episodes and I literally have 3 pre-recorded with guests that I am going to edit and post. But I'm also like, okay, I don't want to give half-ass attention to the podcast. If it's going to just stress me out, I'd rather sleep. I don't know. It's all coming full circle. And so when I was thinking about, okay, I'm going to record an episode today for sure. And it's kind of hard, honestly, to know what you're going to be in the mood to talk about. You can plan out podcast topics and ideas and outlines and all this and that. But let me just rewind. What I'm trying to say is I find it really crazy that once I'm really ready to record, what episode topic actually comes to mind, it's like, oh wait, like this literally just came to me immediately. And my episode for this week is about how I deal with stress because I've been so stressed the last 2 weeks. I'm like, shit, okay, let me just reflect on this for a minute. Okay, enough rambling. Let's just get into it. So number 1, I could do a whole episode on like work stress specifically and how to balance deadlines and projects and people and interns and traveling and everything, but I'm not going to do that. So just like in general, this is referring to just like an ongoing to-do list, whether it's a personal to-do list, a work to-do list, just the million overlapping things that are going on in your life at all times. And my number one tip, write stuff down. If someone doesn't have a planner or a notebook or a notepad, I truly don't know how you function or how you keep track of anything and get anything done. Seriously. I have been a planner girly ever since elementary school. And I still have a planner just because I need to physically like write my trips down and see them on a calendar. Like I have to see the weekends. I can't just know like, oh, this weekend and that weekend, whatever. So I use it for the calendar aspect. But then I actually just got 2 new notepads that I'm really enjoying for my to-do list, at least at work. Picture a sticky note, but bigger and says to-do list on it. And it has a checklist and all that. And I like it because it's not date specific. Like my planner gets so crowded because there's maybe like 5 or 6 lines per day. And I definitely write more than 5 or 6 things every day. And then they just like overlap and get mixed and messy, which I do like completely crossing everything out once I'm done with it. But I don't know. It just gets kind of hard to focus. And I get stressed out every time I would look at that weekly view of my planner. So with this notepad, it's a lot easier for me to just one day at a time. And of course, I'm going to write 30 things down and only do maybe 5 of them. But then I'm like, okay, this notepad done. Write the next things for the next day and just kind of like start fresh. So I definitely recommend trying that if you kind of struggle like I do with just writing a million things down and never actually doing any of them. And then, 1A of 1B, whatever of this. And I try and do this, but I swear it never works because I think I'm just ADD. I don't know. I try and do the easiest things first, but try and number the things on your to-do list, because if you write 10 things down and know you're not going to do 10 things, be like, okay, what are the top 3 or 4 that I like really need to do by X time or X date or just before the others. And I'm still working on this one, but I do think it should help or at least that way if you know you're skipping the number one priority, it's like, okay, why are you skipping the number one priority every single time, even though you know it's the most important? Speaking to myself. Okay, 1C-ish, I don't know. Ask for help. Like, if your to-do list is so long that you just know you're never going to get it done, and there's people around you that can help, whether it's interns, whether it's friends, family, your roommate, like whatever it is, just ask the people in your bubble for help, because you will be surprised at how willing people are to help you and say yes and make your life easier. All right, 1D, I think. Okay, last little note about like to-do list. So the task that seems super daunting and tedious and you keep avoiding, schedule a due date for yourself to complete this task. Because if you're like me and you are much better under pressure, then just add that due date to make it necessary to complete this like daunting task by. I mean, maybe it won't work for you because you know it's like, okay, well, I added this due date. I know it can actually be pushed back. Then maybe not, but I don't know. I'm still working on how to figure this one out. So if you have any tips on how to do those tasks that you keep pushing off, like, please let me know. But in my mind, I think it makes sense to either put a due date or just do the opposite and set a time for yourself to just knock out all of the tedious tasks at once. Like, be like, okay, on Tuesday, I'm going to do all that nonsense bullshit stuff that I have been putting off for absolutely no reason. Okay. Number 2 way that I try to deal with stress. And again, these are all just try, because it's hard to actually do these things when you are stressed and you're under stress and you are getting frustrated with yourself. But number 2 is to prioritize sleep, because your body and your brain need a break. And I thankfully am kind of good at prioritizing sleep, but I can always be better, and I know I need to be better, and I know I need to sleep more hours at night. I'm not getting enough REM sleep, and I need to, so that my body can feel energized for the next day, because it's just a never-ending cycle. If you're not getting enough sleep, then you're just tired and more anxious, and if you're not focused, like, you're just going to get less and less done the next day. So try and prioritize sleep. Okay, number 3. And this one is a very similar vibe to sleep. Try to exercise. Even if it's just a short walk, do 2 short walks, do 1 short walk, whatever it is. But I know I always feel better when I move, when I sweat, and my body also feels like physically tired, not just mentally tired or normal tired because I'm not sleeping. But again, this goes back to my ways to wellness episode. Exercising releases endorphins, and those literally make you feel good. So that is going to help combat the stress in your body. So exercise. And if you need to schedule it in, if you need to book a workout class, if you need to have a friend that keeps you accountable. Honestly, me and my parents text a lot about when we're exercising. Like, my mom will be like, oh, I went on a run. My dad will be like, oh, I went to a gym. I'll be like, oh, I did a Peloton. I'll send a picture of walking Cali. Like, and we're always like, oh, good job. Or it's like, ooh, I need to do that. And no, it doesn't always make me want to do it immediately, but I mean, it's just a little bit of accountability. Okay, number 4, eat good food and hydrate. So again, I know you're not surprised by this one, because this falls into the same category as sleep, exercise, and nutrition. But if you are fueling your body and staying hydrated, you're at least going to feel good, and you're not going to get into a slump of like, oh, I'm stressed, I'm working late, let me order fast food because I don't have time. And then the next day you're like, oh, well, why do I eat fast food? Like, I'm not even eating healthy. Like, you're just like, at least for me, like, then I feel like I'm not checking any of the boxes. Whereas, like, the whole point of this episode is listing out the things that you can continue to try and chip away at to still be healthy and well and all that. And then the stress will hopefully kind of diminish a little bit, because you're still like, okay, I know I'm still strong. Your body's functioning because it's getting the proper nutrition. So, you know, all those. I don't think I need to touch on those anymore. Okay, number 5. Silence your phone when possible / leave it in another room. I love to leave my phone in my room. Whether I really do it on purpose or I forget about it, I don't really know. And I know this is so hard in the world we live in. Even if it's just for like an hour, it is so nice to not hear the vibration or a stupid email or Teams chat come in, or even just like a phone call from someone that you're like not really in the mood to talk to, and then you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to deal with this, or whatever it is. If you silence your phone, you don't like, if someone really needs you, they will continue to call you and you will see it. But if you can just give yourself a little bit of a break, I think it will really help you. I have recently turned on a weekend mode, or I set up a weekend mode on my phone, and it is the best thing ever. It has my Outlook, or just like my email, my all my work apps like no notifications. And so I turn it on when I'm on a trip, or if I just need like an evening off, because I do get all of my work notifications on my phone and I need them there. So it's just a really good way to, if you aren't seeing these notifications, you're not thinking about them. So I definitely recommend that. And even if it on your walk, like, I mean, I like to read my phone just because I like to listen to podcasts, but I do keep my phone away for the most part and mostly on silent. So I'm not getting notifications while I'm walking. But if you don't listen to anything, or maybe have stuff downloaded on like your watch or something, and you can leave your phone at home when you're going on a walk, do that. It will make all the difference. Okay, I don't even know at this point. Number 6, stay in contact with the people you love and that give you energy. Oh, how sweet, Corey. That was so sweet of you to say. But this is true. Check in on your friends. It's so easy to get in your own way when you're stressed, when you're dealing with stuff, whatever it is, and be like, I don't have time. This is the sole reason I currently have a 111 unread text, and I will be that person for the rest of my life probably. If you're stressed and you start not doing the things that actually bring you joy and make you feel good, you're just putting yourself in a black hole. So these are all the things to focus a little bit of attention to and just keep in mind during these times. Like, if a friend is texting you and you're like, oh, I'm really busy right now, be like, hey, I'm gonna respond later. I appreciate you reaching out. Or don't respond then, and respond at 6 when you get off work, or whatever it is. Don't isolate yourself. Let people help you and love you and support you and encourage you. And if you need to have someone that you can vent to about work or whatever it is that is stressing you out, because that is also probably should be on my list of ways to deal with stress. Like, you need to talk about it to people. Okay, enough of that. Number 8. No. Oh my goodness. God, can you tell it's been a long week? I can't count anymore. Okay, number 7. And just because, she's on top of me, but love on your dog / animals. I get so sad when I get home from a long day at work and I'm like, oh my God, Callie's been home alone all day. I'm like, oh, I have to walk her. I have to spend time with her. I have to cuddle her extra hard because she missed me all day and she was alone all day. It's immediate happiness, I guess I could say, literally as soon as I touch her. Like right now, she's so cute and snuggly. And if you don't have a dog, sorry, befriend someone that does, or dog sit. You can dog sit Callie. I always need dog sitters. Okay, number 8, sunshine. It always exists, but just be outside. Try and get sun in your eyes in the morning. I know you've probably heard that and been like, whatever. I can attest that it really does make me feel better. In the morning, I wake up about at least an hour early, ideally 2 hours early before I need to leave, so that I do all the things that I need to do in my morning routine. But one of the things that I really like to do, even if it's just 5 minutes to 10 minutes, is sit outside on my little steps to my yard with Callie and have a cup of coffee and literally just sit. And the sun comes in my backyard, which is nice. So it's like kind of hitting the side of my face. I literally just sit and listen to the birds, and it's very relaxing. And if I'm able to do that, it calms me before my day. And I'm like, I'm happy I'm able to do this. It makes me feel grateful. It's almost like a gratitude practice. So that's kind of how I get my sunshine in the morning. And then I also, most of the time, walk Callie before work. And I am thankful that I get to work outside, even though today was literally hot as Hades outside. I was like, wow, the sky is very blue, and I am happy to be outside. I would not want to be, I don't know, sweating inside because it's just hot everywhere at this time of the year. But yeah, go outside. It'll make you feel better. Okay, number 9, do something that changes your brain pattern. And this honestly might be one of the hardest things to do because it's the easiest to be like, oh, I don't have time for this because, like, for example, my version of this is reading a book. Like, I really do love to read, and especially before bed, like, it just helps me unwind. And if you're reading a good book and you're into the book, you don't have the opportunity to think about anything else because you're thinking about your book. So whatever it is that you like to do, if you're a TV person and you really like to watch an episode or a movie or whatever it is before bed, like, make time for that. Because if that is what helps you unwind and relax and turn your brain off, then do that. Because I do think it's really important to have separation between your day and then the following day, like before you go to sleep. All right. And number 10, take a shower, take a bath, take a load off, just wash off the day. I have talked about this on a different episode at some point, but I wasn't always a shower every day person. Like, I would be like, oh, I'll go every other day, or I mean, for washing my hair, not for because of cleanliness. Don't worry. If I needed to shower for working out, I would. But now I'm like, it doesn't even matter if I didn't move all day, which, I mean, that never happens to me, or I ran a marathon, which also has never happened to me. But I love a hot shower before I get ready for bed, because I just feel it relaxes me. Like, I am so zen right now because I just took a really long, hot everything shower. If you know, you know. And yeah, so it just helps me unwind. And I know, like, there's big bath people. Like, that's kind of like the typical, I would say, what people picture when they're like unwinding from work is like a bath, a glass of wine, some candles. That's not my jam because I get so hot so quickly and then I'm like sweating in the bath. So that's not for me, but if it's for you, you do it. For me, a shower will do. But yeah, these are what came to mind for how to kind of help handle stress. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'm back. Don't miss me. Hope you didn't miss me too much. And I will probably miss more weeks in the coming months because of everything I just explained to you. I'm very busy right now, but I will do my best to stay consistent again because I was on a roll for a while. I will admit it. I will pat myself on the back for the roll I was on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you're not too stressed, but if you are, here's some tips that I do. If you guys have any other things that you do to help handle stress, let me know. But yeah, if you guys can leave a rating and a review, I would love it. If you can follow me on Phone Eats First Pod on Instagram, I would also love that. And then you all know about Corey _ in the kitchen on Instagram as well. That's where the homies are. That's where the food is. Yeah. Love you guys. We will talk soon. You are listening to Phone Eats First.